Hello everyone, and welcome to our little social distancing exercise. I know that we're all doing our best to stay home as much as possible and away from crowds and a lot of people, and we're doing this right now so that we can stay safe and healthy, and this is happening all over the world. So I wanted to take this time to share a book that I've written. I wrote it probably about 4 years ago now, and it's a children's book. It's called, and so it's going to show up backwards. I apologize, but it's called Magic at the Library. And I wrote it, but the illustrator is Marlo Garnsworthy, and she's a wonderful illustrator of books. She also writes her own books, and she's a scientist as well. So if you want to look her up on Google, she's a pretty amazing person. Her name is Marlo Garnsworthy, and Garnsworthy is Garnsworthy. And she's really great. If you look her up, she has a lot of wonderful illustrations and artwork. And information on the Antarctica and climate change. So I highly recommend you look her up. You have a lot of time on your hands, so that's something that I think she even has maybe lesson plans for grade school children too. So I'm not sure about that, but you can Google it. So I decided to take this opportunity and just, read the book, and you can just enjoy listening to it. That's fine. But I had an idea that it's actually a chapter book. So we have the illustrations on the cover, which I love. But there's no illustrations in the book. So what I was thinking was I'm going to be reading the book in a series. So each video will be a chapter. And I thought that perhaps if you wanted to, design or illustrate your own picture that describes the chapter that we just read, that would be great. And you could submit it to me, and then I could put all the pictures that I received and all the illustrations together. And at the end, I could create a book, and then I could read it on YouTube and show the pictures for each chapter. And I could also, if it's okay with you and you authorize it, I could use your first names and maybe like a last initial that just, that sort of is descriptive of the person who submitted the artwork. And I thought that would be fun. It would be a project we could do together. And I would love to see all of your illustrations. I'm a little bit of an amateur artist myself, so I really enjoy that part of it. And that would be really satisfying. So again, my email, if you're interested in doing the picture, the illustration, my email is Berard, B-E-R-A-R-D, Christina, C-R-I-S-T-I-N-A, @gmail.com. And you could just submit your artwork or just at least tell me that you're interested in doing it. Okay, so here we go. We're gonna start reading the book today. And I'll read, let's see, we'll start off with the foreword and the about, and then we'll get into the first chapter, and that'll be today's reading. And just, leave me comments below and let me know if you enjoyed it, and if you think you'd be interested in submitting some of those illustrations. Okay, so we're reading Magic at the Library, and again, that's backwards. I'm going to have to figure out if I can change that. But it's Magic at the Library. I wrote this book to capture the magical time of raising my son, Matthew, and my nieces, Sydney and Ashley. Each of them awakened the child within me and taught me to see the world with the excitement and enchantment of childhood. It was a whimsical time, and I needed to find a way of holding on to those moments. By the way, if you hear any noises, especially little puppy sounds, I'll have to introduce you to the puppies. We have a Martino and we have an Abraham, and sometimes they bark. Or they might come by and say hi to us. Maybe we'll get lucky. Matthew, you will always be my Puchka. Thank you for all the thank you for all the joy you brought into my life. Taking you into bed when you were little and reading you a story was a place we started using our imaginations. I cherish those moments. Raising you was a privilege. Sydney, my sweet godchild, the moment you were born, your big brown eyes told a story of a little girl who would grow to live life to the fullest. Your curiosity, imagination, and sincere interest in people are only some of your strengths. You pay attention to everything and every detail. A room comes to life with you in it. Ashley Morgan, Leela, the last baby in the family. You have grown to be such a beautiful girl. I have cherished your innocent way of seeing the world. You continue to delight me with your endearing comments. Hold on to that innocence. To each of you, I leave you this message. Life is full of joy, and it will bring its challenges, but most important is how you choose to experience each moment. So choose to see love and joy at the world and look at the world as a sacred place and find the magic in your moment. A special thank you goes out to Marlo Garnsworthy, an incredible artist and editor who read my story and patiently encouraged me to be a better writer. Marlo, I'm so grateful for your support with the manuscript, for believing in my story, and for making it come to life with your amazing illustrations. I feel so fortunate to have worked with you and honored to have your artwork on the cover. This is actually the whole illustration. So if you notice from where I am, I live in New England, and this is actually an illustration of our local library, and we have all of this forest around the library where people take walks and go for bike rides and hikes. You can see a little path over there, a little stroll. And in the fall, the trees, some of them turn colors, and I don't know if that happens where you are, but we have all sorts of colors on our trees, from purples to oranges to yellows to gold. It's a really beautiful time. And here in the distance, you'll see a city, which is the capital of Rhode Island, and it's called Providence, and that's in the distance. And this is the local neighborhood of people that live nearby. And these are the two main characters in the story, Ashley and Sydney. Did you hear those names already? Yeah, they're my nieces. So I based the story on experiences I had with them. And in this book, there's going to be some fiction and some nonfiction. And I don't know if you've learned about that in school, but fiction is something that we use our imagination to create and we fantasize. And then there's some elements of the story that are nonfiction. So they're actually based on real experiences that I had with my nieces and my son. I wonder if you can tell the difference when I read you the story.